Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Dennis and welcome back to Day Art Survival video. Today I will actually talk about some ideas for future boss, and maybe the developers will consider this, maybe they won't, I'm not sure, but I feel like this might actually be a great suggestion to the boss list. Yeah, first, there will actually talk about the current boss, like what is the current boss that is, the most difficult, pretty much AI or the bot that can not really bot, but more like the computer, pretty much the enemy, the enemy that we can fight. What is the most difficult right now, and yeah, and we also talk about how we will be able to reach the location in the first place, because I'm actually quite having some great suggestions as well. So yeah, you probably asked, Danny, where are you? Why is that ping your background? It's actually just radioactive swarm. I'm actually at Yuva at the moment. So yeah, there you go. Okay, let's actually start. What is the current boss? What are the current bosses? Well, this is one of them. This is Yufa, as you can see over here, and actually Yufa, it might actually be the only what is it? The only town that has this display as a symbol, and it's not actually what is it? Your regular town, right? As you can see, this is a beehive pretty much, and it actually looks big, looks super intimidating, especially if this is the first time you see Yufa, the location. It's no way near the other town, right? Yeah, like this one, this looks like residential area, and then yeah, pretty much everything else, and then this one's a little bit bigger. And if you take a look at like bigger town, there's also like different symbol as well. However, for this is Yufa. This is the only location that has this symbol. As you can see, there is this beehive over here, and yeah, um, I'm not sure though what actually happens here in Yufa, but apparently at the center of Yufa, as you can see, this is a queen bee hive. Over here, there is in my opinion, the most difficult, I guess, opponent at the moment in game, and which is the queen bee. And you can actually fight this over and over because it will pretty much it will refresh after a certain time, which is actually quite very great, because so that we have the challenge to do it over time pretty much, which is basically making up my contents. I always do queen bee, and yeah, and then the next one, which is the next most difficult one, it will be the bandit base. Can I actually see that from here? I think it was somewhere. Oh, okay, here we go. Over here there is this bandit base over here, and yeah, if you take a look at the picture over here, it's actually, oh, didn't mean to go there. It actually looks quite intimidating. It looks like fort, right? It actually looks like city, and yeah, it's the place where the most powerful bandits are located. So that is the second, I would say, boss in my opinion, which is the bandits. There's in my I think, if I remember correctly, I think there are like 9 bandits that you have to fight. Three of them cannot move, but three of them can pretty much hit you from anywhere. So you know um, consider that. And then there's like so many machine guns, and then there's also melee as well. Two dudes, I believe, using spear try to attack you. Melee meaning that they will have more advantage in their health and armor, just to compensate that they're not able to attack you from range pretty much. So yeah, they will have the most armor in my, I think, if I remember correctly. And yeah, that's the second boss, and then the third boss will be over here. This is called Mother Beehive. There's actually 6 locations of these. If you don't know, there is actually over here. I already mapped with the orange skull over here. One to the north, two to the west, two to the south, and one to the east, pretty much. And all of them will drop wax, pretty much, and then you can get those wax to craft yourself some antidote from Izevsk NPC over here, and then you will use that antidote to enter Yufa over here, which we just talked about. To enter this queen beehive, you will need some wax to craft antidote, but I mean, um, don't worry about that, because the queen b fight itself, if you manage to successfully beat it, it will actually give you 20 wax in return, and you will need 6, so you're at deficit of 14 pretty much. Well, not really, because this actually drops 6, so you need 6 to craft one antidote, and then you need one antidote to get queen b, and the queen b will drop 20, so I guess you will have 20 in profit pretty much every time you beat queen b, pretty much, right? So yeah, there's that. Anyway, and then that's the third one. Is the mother beehive, and the mother beehive is kind of unique because the mother bee doesn't actually have armor. By the way, it's at zero armor. However, keep in mind that the health of the mother bee is actually at 17,000 HP, 17,000 health point. I think if you play at hard mode, the health actually got increased as well, which is not really a problem. It's only by a fraction, I think. It's not really any problem. Meaning that you will need to have burst damage, in my opinion. Burst damage means that weapons that purely does heavy damage. That will be this PKM over here, which I always like to use. As you can see, it has 1,000 base. It's not displayed like that because there I have the polar armor bonus. I also have the perk bonus, etc., etc. But PKM is pretty much the best weapon. And then there is also like DP27, which is the lower rank of the machine gun. And then there is also the Abakan, which is the assault rifle over here. This one, and then there's also like what is it? RPK, AK-74, which is again the lower version of that, but still, this is not nearly as great as the PKM. Or if you're like old player, you will have the GSHG, I think, or the minigun. People like to call that. So yeah, those are for that. I placed the mother beehive at the third one because I feel like the bandit base is more difficult. The mother bee, your job is basically to just hold the mother bee so that it doesn't actually what is it like? I don't know. I feel like it doesn't hit you, because if you hit the mother bee, it will try to revenge, right? So if you have like the wolf, the dog over here, you can taunt the opponents. This one taunt the opponent, the mother bee, so that it doesn't attack you, which is, I would say, it's quite easy to beat. Pretty much, and then the mother bee will summon the minion, the other regular bees. If you kill those bees, the mother bees attack will increase, so just be careful about that. I think those are like the only concern about mother bee, and I feel like in 5 turns, I would say, with proper foot buff, with proper weapons, within 5 turns, I feel like you will be able to just beat the mother bee entirely. So yeah, it's kind of the easiest one. And then after that, the bandit base, I put the bandit base at the second because I mean, it's more difficult than the mother bee because there's, again, like I said, there's 9 bandits. There's 3 snipers. There's like 2 melee melee bandits, and then there's like, I think the other 4 is just straight up machine gun and assault rifle. So yeah, those are like the heavy hitter as well. So just be careful about that. I feel like the bandit base is more difficult in the sense that I think in the first turn, like 3 of them can attack you, and if you don't have pets, I think that will be worse as well, because the next turn, in the second turn, everyone will hit you if you're not careful. So yeah, just keep in mind about that. And pretty much, if you lose, you will know that you will lose. Basically, that's pretty much it. So yeah, it's kind of difficult. It depends on RNG as well, if your pets will dodge attacks or not, if you will dodge attacks or not, etc., etc., if the opponents will miss your attacks or not. So yeah, that's like the main concern about bandit base, which is fun. I think that's what makes it fun, in my opinion. And then the first one, obviously, the queen bee, which I already mentioned. The queen bee is the combination of the mother bee as well, because the queen bee over here has three layers of combat. The first one, you will have to beat regular bees. I think there's five of them, like the bee soldier, the toxic bee, and the what else? I think that's it. Yeah, that's all the three. I think just bee soldier and toxic bee. And then the second combat, you will have to fight Mother Bee in an escalated, in the more difficult arena, I would say, because the arena is more wider than the arena in the Mother Beehive. So you need to be careful about that as well. I think I will actually make a video about that. My current strat for Queen Bee, I think few days from now, I'm not sure. And yeah, and then the final one, which is the queen bee itself, which is the most difficult. Uh, there's like four regular bees, bee soldier and toxic bee, and you have to fight them first before actually try to fight the sleeping one, because if you woke up the sleeping queen bee or the appendages, they will actually wake up and you will get blasted with a lot of opponents, like 8 Bs at once. That is bad news, right? So there's like strategy on how to do it. There's also strategy on how to beat the appendages, strategy to beat the queen bee itself. Even the queen bee itself has two layers, I think. Well, three actually, technically speaking, if you count the sleeping form. So there is the sleeping form, which everyone has only 1 HP, and then if they're woken, they will have like armor. I think no, actually no. The queen bee only has like 6700 health, I think. So the key for that is just to one shot in one turn, and it will turn to the third form, which is the queen bee that cannot fly pretty much. Well, I think the queen bee itself cannot fly on its own, so yeah. I mean the melee attack one. So the second form will attack you in range, and the first one, I mean the third one will attack you in melee, pretty much. Also, no, actually no, that's not true as well. The third one will not attack for some reason. It will just summon more beasts, and yeah, it's kind of easy to control if you get the hang of it. So yeah, that's the most difficult one. Okay, so that's already been minutes explaining the current boss. This is the boss that I'm proposing. There is three of them. I don't know how long this video will be. I'm just gonna make it short. There is three boss idea. First will be over here. As you can see, this is the location to the east, or east of Tumen over here, or around Surgut area. All of this is swampy area. I feel like there can be so many things that you can include in the swamp area, in my opinion. So this boss, the boss idea that I'm having is that it is some kind of swamp creature. So you can kind of look up on Google on what animals live in swamp, and I feel like one of them will suggest some things like alligator or crocodile, right? And yeah, those two animals are the one that is most common in this area. So yeah, my first boss idea will be some kind of mutated alligator or crocodile that lives over here somewhere. To do that, maybe there's like this NPC over here, Surgut. You need to talk to the NPC, and there's like multiple layers pretty much. So let's say the first one, you will have to search over here, and then you go here, right? And then there's nothing there, and then you go back, you get prompted into the second location, maybe over here, and then you go there, there's nothing, and then the third one, this time maybe it will bring you over here, and then there you will find that boss, and yeah, you have to fight as well. So yeah, now you probably ask, like, how is the combat gonna be? Well, if you ask me that, I'm actually gonna explain pretty much like this, like on this swampy area. So the location will have this kind of stuff, like this swampy area that can what is it, like reduce your movement by -1, I believe. So just go there, and then there's this snake, there is this tree, there is this thing that will you will not be able to cross that, etc., etc. Yeah, this one can reduce your movement by 1 pretty much. So yeah, etc., etc., you got the point, right? So this is pretty much the combat arena, I would say, because it's swampy area. So yeah, also you can also include this kind of turtle or frog pretty much maybe the alligator can I don't know, hides under the tile. Maybe it can uh, teleport from one tile to another, maybe to next to you, because it's alligator. It makes sense. It will hide underwater, right? Under the arena map, or the battlefield, pretty much. And it will show up next to you. Maybe there is like a exclamation mark just to locate where the alligator will show up, etc., etc. So yeah, it's there's like so many things you can go along those line, right? So that's the first one, which is around this swampy area. And then the second one is just next to it, as you can see over here. All of this dark gray is actually a mountain. So this is like mountainous area over here. Uh, and yeah, it's just keep extending. So this one will be the second boss idea, which is I don't know if it makes sense or not, but it's some kind of dragon. So if you guys have you ever seen Resident Evil, the seventh one, the movie, I mean, or the games as well? There is this dragon creature, right? So I actually like that, and I might actually want that over here as well, because this is mountainous area. It makes sense that dragon is the main boss, right? So yeah, maybe the boss, again, the same as previous one. Maybe there is some locations where you have to visit, and it's not there, and at the third time it will bring you to the actual dragon, and maybe the dragon will have, I don't know, it obviously will have the fly effect, in which it can go anywhere, right? And then there is also the rocky battlefield. I think there is so many rocks as well, because it's in the mountains, etc., etc. So yeah, that's like my second, second, I guess, second boss idea. Also, we'll actually talk about the rewards as well after this, obviously, because like, why would you fight the boss if there's no rewards, right? So we'll actually talk about the rewards after this as well. And yeah, basically it will be the dragon, maybe somewhere along this mountain area over here, or even over here. Yeah, just to the, oh yeah, it actually makes sense. This is China, right? So over here, this is China region, I think, and we all know, right? Like dragon, China, it's like connected pretty much. It's like a myth from China as well, right? So maybe over here there is this mountain that has dragon as its dweller. Probably it makes sense. So yeah, you can fight that, right? As a boss, pretty much, I would say. So yeah, that is the second one. It still makes sense in my opinion, because all of these locations are kind of barren. There is not any reason why you will go here. So make one. In this case, boss. Boss fights pretty much. And then there is one over here. That's the first one. Second one is in the mountain. So we have this swampy and then mountain. And the third one, the final boss idea, it will be at the northern ocean over here. As you can see over here, this ocean is kind of looking empty and barren as well. There is nothing over here as far as I'm concerned. There's not really anything going around. It's just water. There is not really any monsters. There's not really anything. It might actually makes it interesting if there is some kind of kraken underneath the sea over here, and you have to fight kraken pretty much. And yeah, maybe the kraken will because it's so big, right? Maybe the kraken will actually use up more than one tile. So if like the common tile over here, there's like over here, usually one thing will only occupy one tile, right? But maybe the kraken will occupy like 5 by 3, for instance. That can happen, right? And then you can attack in any part, but maybe at certain parts is their weakness. In my opinion, that can be a thing. Also, maybe there's like tentacles as well, because the kraken has so many tentacles. So yeah, etc., etc. Maybe you can take down the kraken. However, if you cut one tentacle, maybe it will grow two more. So it's like Hydra situation, where you cut one limb, it will grow two more. So maybe maybe it can go along those lines as well. If you fight one tentacle and it dies, it will just summon two adjacent to it, for instance. That can happen, right? So yeah. That's maybe how the mechanics will work, just for the Kraken that is in the north. Or because we actually have Japan as well, by the way, at the southeast over here. This is Japan, so maybe along this ocean over here, maybe in Pacific over here. Who knows, right? But I feel like the northern one is probably the most suitable place just because the fact that it's so wide, there's nothing going around over here. So yeah, there you go, that's the third post that I'm proposing. Now let's begin the questions. There's actually some questions. One, which is the rewards, and then second, how do you go to that location in the first place? Because it's too far away. I feel like people will not go there, right? Yes, that's why I'm actually gonna answer that as well in this one. The first question will be, what are the rewards? This is kind of interesting because at the moment this queen bee fight over here, it doesn't actually bring you anything special. I mean, it brings you anything something special, which is the queen bee head over here. This is queen bee head, but as you can see, there is not really any use of it. So I feel like the first thing that the developers need to do is just to have some sort of use or function towards this queen bee head. I know, like maybe if you're a new player, you will not be able to have this, experience this. You will have long ways until you yourself eventually able to fight this, right? Like you will need, what is it? You will need high level. You will need to craft, you will need to craft antidote, etc., etc. And the rewards must have, I feel like the rewards, if it's like too good, then if you're new players, you will not be able to get that, right? But I feel like majority of the people here is actually end game as well. Well, not really. I think like at least 50% of the entire people has high level. So yeah. But this Queen Bee Head, at the moment, it doesn't really have any function except that you can sell it for high amount. I'm actually gonna make another video about that. I'm not sure, but yeah, you can actually sell this, and that's pretty much it. You cannot really craft this into something else, which is kind of unfortunate. So not really a lot of people actually farm those, and that's an issue, right? So meaning that you have to have some sort of use or function for the item so that people are engaged into attacking those consistently, pretty much. Okay, so for the first one, which is the alligator or the crocodile over here in the swampy area, let's just call it alligator. I don't know if that's the proper one or not. I just don't want to mention either alligator or crocodile, so I just want to mention one of them. So the gator over here, the alligator, because we know that the alligator has this hard skin, right? So maybe you can use that in some sort of armor as well. I'm actually have this insane thing in which you can combine this queen bee head. This is for the helmet, and then for the suit you will use that alligator skin because it's very hard, right? In fact, in reality, alligator skin is used to make wallet, bags, etc., etc., right? Although it's kind of like controversial, but this is video game, so that should be fine. It's in the video game, right? So yeah, maybe you can get that, or maybe you can get the teeth, the alligator teeth. Maybe they have like big teeth, and then you can use that for things like maybe an item that you can use. Maybe you can use that for some kind of spear, for instance. Like a alligator spear, pretty much. A spear that has the alligator teeth as the arrowhead, pretty much. So yeah, or spearhead, so I say. Yeah, maybe that's the reward for the first one. And then the second one, which is the dragons from China. We all know the dragons can breathe fire. Well, not really, but that's from the what is it? The legends and myths, anyway. Dragons breathe fire. Maybe you can do that. Maybe you can get the dragon's breath or something. I don't know that. I don't know, like maybe dragon head in which you can breathe fire, for instance. I'm not sure. Or the scale. Okay, dragon actually has scales, right? And those hard scales, maybe you can incorporate that in the armor as well, the combined armor, using the alligator skin, dragon scale, queen bee head, and then yeah, that can actually happen, right? That can you can craft those into some kind of super armor, for instance. That is a possibility. So yeah, I feel like that's a great one. And then for the third one, which is the Kraken, uh, I guess Kraken can give you things like maybe some kind of ink, I don't know, like ink or I don't know, like slime balls or something, things that they can shoot, pretty much, and then you can use that in combat probably. Or it's actually an item that you can weaponize as well. So, it's not really a thing that will break pretty much, because that will be awful. So yeah, pretty much it's a weapon. Pretty much you can craft it into weapons that can maybe shoot dark ink. It will blind everyone in the combat, I mean in the battlefield maybe, or yeah, whatever. Pretty much I feel like the Kraken can have some kind of interesting rewards as well. Maybe it can give you its fin or something. Not really fin though, because it's tentacles. Um, Maybe it can give you the thing in which you can actually cross water probably, because you're equipped with the I don't know, like the kraken skin, for instance, that is slithery, and you can swim in the ocean probably using your vehicle. I'm not sure. I mean, that's an idea, right? So yeah, there you go. Those are the third rewards, I would say. Let me know if you know anything else as rewards. So yeah, and then the next question will be, how do you access there? Like that's so far away, right? Well, um, the game actually has this mechanics, which is the instant teleportation through transportation. In this case, conductor from Chelia to Irkutsk. Like you can actually teleport from one place to another place over here. So my idea is that there is another way to do that. So the first one, we have the train. Train is by land, right? Second one, we have this by water probably. So any NPC that is near water, they can pretty much do like using both. In this case, maybe leaning right to Olonet, you can go from Olonet to leaning right by boat, for instance. That's available from the conductor as well. So that's one. Maybe you will also need the boat to the location in the water over here. That's a possibility as well. And yeah, that's the second mode of transportation, which is by water. And then the third, we have land, we have water, and yes, we have sky. And this is the one that I'm suggesting, which is the helicopter. Yeah, sure, you can say airplane, but during this time though, I feel like during apocalyptic event, I feel like helicopter will be more feasible, more common than airplane, because yeah, I feel like helicopter is more, what is it, more flexible, I would say, as often transportation. So maybe you can take a helicopter ride from maybe from Tiumen to Surgut, and then maybe from Chelyabinsk to over here to Kandiga probably, or to Vladivostok. That's actually makes sense. This is close to the China, right? Maybe there's a helicopter that will pick you up over here, and then you can travel over here, beat the dragon, and then you go back, take the helicopter, instant teleportation to maybe Irkutsk, for instance, because it's like the closest one. So yeah, that's possibility, right? And then to over here, maybe you will be able to get to I don't know, maybe you get to Kandika, and then you take the boat from this swampy area. Maybe there is a boat that can take you over here to the ocean. That's a possibility as well. So I feel like that actually can make sense, just the instant teleportation, I would say. So yeah, basically that there is so many things that can be improved there. So yeah, uh, that's no longer a problem. The far away, the distance will no longer be a problem, because you have some sort of transportation, like instant teleportation, just like train. But in this one, it's a helicopter. So yeah, maybe it's more expensive. But then again, you can compensate that with the rewards as well. Maybe you will get so many stuff because this one's in the sea. Maybe you'll get so many fish. Maybe you'll get so many, I don't know, things that you can find under the sea. I don't know. And the one over here as well. Maybe you can get some kind of ores, for instance, because this is mountain. Maybe there is some cave, and there is some rares over there, like maybe gold deposit, iron deposit, etc., etc. And then over here as well, maybe in the swampy area, you can find so many, I don't know, like certain plants that you can only get over here from the post combat as well. So yeah, there you have it. I feel like those are kind of solid boss ideas in my opinion, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Those are the three boss ideas that I'm proposing to the game developers. I don't know if they will take that or not. At least that's the idea. Let me know if you know more about this, if you like the idea and you want to improve more stuff, or let me know down below your own idea for boss ideas, pretty much. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed. Stay healthy. I will see you again tomorrow with another The Art Spiral video. But until then, see ya.